Hey, Bryce, how are you improving without consistent at-bats?
I'd say so. I mean, I get to work with Ron Washington every day and work on my defense. And, I get to be around guys who have been in the game for a long time and pick their minds in the cage and hit with them. And, yeah, I'd definitely say I'm getting better here. And I think that just the level of competition and being able to get experience with the pitchers that we're facing now is good for me.
And that sound courtesy Sam Lubman, who was boots on the ground on Sunday, talking to Bryce Eldridge, just asking him because, we were talking about, and tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but it's also kind of serious where fans want to see this guy out there every single day, Joe, and Bryce Eldridge. And it gets annoying when you see the guy produce and then he's not in there to build consistent reps and at-bats. So fans are like, how's this guy improving if he's not getting consistent playing time? Well, he's telling us, even when he's not playing, he's feel like he is improving still, working with guys like Ron Washington, who we've already seen the fruits of Wash's labor, if you will, with a guy like Luis Ariz this year and what he's been able to do defensively. You're seeing what, guys like Casey Schmidt, who's been asked to play multiple positions and has been excelling there. So if Bryce could work defensively too with Wash and kind of force the hand of some of these other guys, like, hey, I've been improving in my first base glove. Send me out there. Hey, if I get some work, I don't know, outfield, I don't think he's going to be an outfielder, but if I can get some work out there and I could do some glove work, I'm going to do that.
Well, can I stop you?
Sure.
I just think that the Giants themselves have been, overthinking this whole thing. And I want you to think about who has played outfield for them the last week or so. We don't need to see Jesus Rodriguez in left field.
Jesus?
Do we? Honestly, do you?
No.
Do you need to see Will Brennan in the outfield?
No, I don't need to see him, but I am.
Casey Schmidt's your left fielder for the time being.
Which is totally fine.
I'm totally fine with it. Look, he's had one ball that he took from Bader, and he had the ball that he kind of misplayed. He didn't know whether to come in or come back. Yeah. Whatever, no big
Learning
deal.
experience.
Now, like if you look at this team defensively, Chapman and Adames lead the team in errors, 9 and 6 respectively. I think Adames has 9. Ramos has zero errors. That doesn't paint the full picture of his defense. Right? And again, I think he's been an adventure defensively in left field. I think Casey Schmidt is a better left fielder than Elliot Ramos right now, period. I would just stick him in left field. And now I've got the DH in the first base spot, and I would play Bryce there. I don't need to see these other guys play outfield anymore. I just don't. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish watching them. Like Jesus Rodriguez he's a solid little utility guy on a team that maybe could use that. But right now, I think that's on my list of priorities of trying to find at-bats for. Jesus is relatively low. Barracudo, is that, am I pronouncing that properly? I don't want to disrespect him.
Victor Barracudo.
Barracudo. Don't need to see him that often. I know Jung-Hoo Lee's down right now. We're all chomping at the bit for Bo Davidson. Can we just see him? Just want to see him. Bring him up. Put Casey in left field. That's solidified until Ramos comes back. Stop yo-yoing him around at different positions defensively, unless you're resting third base, shortstop, or second base. That's fine. Now, he did make a really nice play defensively at first base. Yeah. Casey did over the weekend. But I'd like to see Bryce get more reps at first base. I think he's got 2 starts at first base. I just think they're overthinking this, and them unwilling to act like Casey Schmidt can play left field better than any of the other guys is kind of ridiculous to me.
4 away. I don't really care about the Giants, but I am polling for Bryce. And this is a guy from the DMV. Maybe it's the Department of Motor Vehicles. Maybe it's the area in Virginia, Maryland. I think a lot of people are polling for Bryce Eldridge, just the way it's kind of been handled. And what will appease everyone right now? I'm kind of with you, Joe. But you're right. Nothing will. That's just life in general.
Yesterday's a great example. He sat for a couple days. And the first at-bat versus Merrill Kelly, he's down 0-2 before the at-bat even starts.
Such a tough pitcher to go against, too. Crafty veteran. The guy's been around forever. He doesn't have great velocity, but he's a savvy vet.
I'm just going psychologically for the young man. You step in the batter's box. You haven't played in a couple days. You had 2 hits the last time you played. And boom, 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 you're down 0-2. You don't want to swing too early. You also don't want to be, passive and miss up a good pitch to hit.
You're right.
What is hitting about? It's about timing and being comfortable and feeling positive. And I'm not sure that he's getting any of those things. And then I take a step back and I ask myself, like, my nephew right now is playing for Arkansas.
Yeah.
Say
his name. Give me his name.
Joey Lorenzini.
That's right.
And he hasn't played a lot as a freshman. And you know why? Because they're the number 1 or number 2 team in the country. They're the 2 seed in one of the brackets in the 64 team playoff for the college baseball. Like, Arkansas is legit. They're amazing. And he's a big stud left-handed pitcher who could be starting on a lot of different programs. He's on an elite program.
So he's like Kuminga on those early Warriors championship teams.
In a way, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't love that comp, but that's fine. So, like, what's he doing? He's watching. He's not really playing a lot. And is there something to be said for waiting your turn? Yes, there is. And I'm not saying that MLB is college. That's not what I'm saying. Just hear me out here. Is there a world? And I'm trying to think like them. I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm asking out loud. Knowing the world Tony V comes from, is there a world where they're, in a way, redshirting Bryce Eldridge with the big league club, giving him a taste here and there, and working on him and making him their number 1 developmental project behind the scenes that maybe we're not seeing, while giving them a taste here in spots that they view as advantageous, and we're not seeing the big picture because we don't see what they're working on behind the scenes. We don't see the individual development plan when we're not at the stadium. I'm asking out loud, are they taking a different developmental approach that is more like college and less like a Major League Baseball developmental approach? And because it's so radically new at the Major League level, we're the ones that aren't seeing the big picture. I'm asking out loud. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not defending it. I would like to see him play more every day. I told you I want Casey to play left, and I would play him, 2 out of 3 days at first base and DH. I want to see him play defensively more, just in general, even though Devers has played much better defensively. I'm asking out loud, are they taking a more college, red-shirty, gray-shirty developmental path as opposed to you play every day in AAA or you play every day in the big leagues? Like, are they trying to find some happy medium here? I'm asking out loud.
Well, and I think it's a fair question to ask. And is it the right way to go? I'm with you. Like, at this point, I'm keeping him up with the big leagues. Like, he's on board with it. Vitello's on board with it. I think sending him back down at this point, like, what's it going to accomplish? Because he's telling me right now, to Ron Washington, to Sam Lubman, to all these guys, like, I am improving even without consistent at-bats.
His at-bats have looked good.
Yes.
I think
they've looked
overall,
better.
They've looked a lot better the last week.
I think people just want to see him out there every single day.
I would agree.
But that's not the reality right now. But the reality might come sooner rather than later. If this team continues to struggle, they're going to sell off pieces. And when you sell off pieces, Joe, what happens? Oh, holes start opening up in the lineup. And guess what? Bryce Eldridge is going to fill one of those holes.